Before you say another word, ask yourself this. Do the words leaving your mouth build you or bury you? Do they strengthen your future or sabotage it before it even begins? Most people don't realize this simple truth. Your life is nothing more than the echo of your words. Say something often enough, and it becomes your belief. Believe it long enough, and it becomes your identity. Live in that identity, and it becomes your destiny. Words are not sounds. Words are not just noise. Words are seeds. Every sentence you whisper to yourself plants something in the soil of your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind does not argue. It does not debate. It does not reject. Simply takes your word and goes to work. When you say, I can't, your subconscious replies, very well, you can't. When you say, I'm unlucky, it agrees, unlucky it is. When you mutter, I'll never have enough, it begins arranging your life so that never enough becomes your permanent reality. This is the unspoken law Napoleon Hill uncovered. The law of autosuggestion, the law that makes kings and keeps beggars poor, the law that builds empires and destroys them in silence. Think of it this way. Your self-talk is not harmless chatter. It is an order issued to the most obedient servant in the universe, your mind. And your mind, it does not sleep. It does not question. It listens. It obeys, creates. So here is the dangerous question. What orders have you been giving it? When you sigh in frustration and say, I'm just not smart enough, that is not a harmless statement. That is a command. When you tell yourself, I'll always struggle, I'll always fail, I'll never make it, that is not venting. That is programming. You are programming your destiny with the very words you carelessly throw into the air. Now pause. Think back to the last week. What words did you speak to yourself? Were they words of power or poison? Because here's the unshakable truth. The tongue is a tool of creation or a weapon of destruction. You cannot speak failure and expect victory. You cannot speak lack and expect abundance. You cannot speak weakness and expect strength. Life bends to the words you repeatedly declare. Do not be fooled. The wealthiest people, the strongest leaders, the most magnetic individuals did not stumble into their lives by chance. They spoke their life into existence long before it arrived. They declared wealth before a single dollar appeared. They affirmed health when sickness threatened them. They spoke courage when fear had them by the throat. And over time, repetition carved those words into reality. This is why Hill warned, any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Every time you repeat words, you strike the subconscious like a hammer. One blow does little. 10 blows leave a mark. But 1,000 blows? The shape is permanent. So what shape have your words carved into? The form of strength or the outline of defeat? Understand this. Your self-talk is not private. It leaks into your energy, your posture, your decisions, the way people see you, and the opportunities you attract. If you constantly say, I'm not enough, people will begin to treat you as not enough. If you constantly declare, money slips through my fingers, it will. If you constantly mutter, love never works out for me, you will keep proving yourself right, because the universe responds to the vibration of your words, and your subconscious executes the program you feed it. So today you must make a choice. Will you keep feeding yourself poison, repeating the script of defeat, or will you rip it up and begin writing a new script with words of power? It begins simple. Change I can't to I can, I must, I will. Change I never have enough to wealth flows to me in abundance. Change I'm unlucky to I am favored and good things chase me. Do not laugh at the simplicity. Great power hides in the simplest truths. For the same law that enslaves you with words of despair will set you free with words of strength. The difference, conscious choice. If you keep speaking unconsciously, you will keep building a life unconsciously. But if you choose your words with precision, with power, with intention, you will bend reality itself. So hear this, your words today are building your tomorrow. Your vocabulary is writing your destiny. Your self-talk is the architect of your future. Never again say, it's just words. Words are never just words. They are the invisible hands shaping everything you will become. Your destiny. Listen carefully. It is not enough to stop speaking negativity. A man who only silences himself remains empty. The universe abhors emptiness. The mind despises silence. If you do not deliberately fill the void with powerful words, it will refill itself with the same poison you tried to escape. This is why transformation requires replacement. Not just don't say this, but say this instead. Not just stop cursing your life, but start blessing it. Napoleon Hill called it autosuggestion. Modern science calls it neuroplasticity. Spiritual teachers call it the power of the spoken word. Different names, one truth. Your tongue is the pen of destiny. So here is the formula. Every time you hear yourself speak weakness, immediately replace it with strength. Every time you catch yourself muttering doubt, rewrite it with certainty. Every time you spit words of fear, swallow them and declare faith instead. Example, when you hear your mind whisper, "I can't handle this," interrupt and declare, "I was born for this. I am equipped. I am capable." When you sigh, "I'm always broke. Money just slips away," correct yourself, "I am a magnet for wealth. Money flows to me, multiplies, and stays." When you complain, "Nothing good ever happens to me," erase it, "I am favored. I walk in blessing. Goodness finds me daily." First, it will feel false. It will feel mechanical. You will speak words that your emotions do not yet believe. But understand, belief follows repetition. Your feelings will rebel, but your subconscious is listening. And repetition engraves. Repetition convinces. Repetition reprograms. Think of a soldier drilling daily commands until they move without thought. Your mind is that soldier, and your words are the daily orders. The question is, are you commanding it to advance or to surrender? This is why weak men stay weak. This is why defeated people stay defeated. Not because they lack intelligence, not because fate has cursed them, but because they reinforce their own defeat every single day with the words they choose. Say something long enough and it feels true. Even lies feel like truth when repeated, and even the most glorious truth feels like a lie until you repeat it enough to believe. So let me ask you, whose lies have you been repeating? The lies of your fear? The lies of your past? The lies of society telling you that you cannot, you will not, you should not? Stop feeding the lie. Start feeding the truth. Do not wait until you feel strong to speak strong. Do not wait until you are rich to speak wealth. Do not wait until you are confident to speak courage. You speak it first. You live it after. This is the hidden power. This is how the seed grows. First the planting, then the harvest. So here is your new daily discipline. Choose 5 declarations and repeat them morning, noon, and night. 5 sentences. Simple, powerful, intentional. Spoken out loud with emotion, not whispered lifelessly. Here are examples. I am unstoppable. I rise above every obstacle. Wealth, health, and success are attracted to me daily. My mind is disciplined. My emotions serve me. My spirit leads me. I am worthy of love, worthy of abundance, worthy of greatness. Everything I need to succeed is already inside me. These are not empty affirmations. They are commands. They are blueprints. They are architectural drawings handed to the subconscious. And once handed over, the subconscious begins construction. Brick by brick, day by day, invisible forces aligning, opportunities appearing, courage multiplying, and strength solidifying. At first, the building is unseen. But keep declaring, and soon your external world must obey your internal word. Do not underestimate the ritual. Do not despise the small beginning, because the man who repeats defeat builds defeat, and the man who repeats victory builds victory. There is no neutral ground. Every sentence builds or destroys. So today make this vow. I will never again speak casually about my life. I will never again let words of weakness escape unchecked. From this day, my mouth becomes my weapon. My tongue becomes my tool. My speech becomes my secret power. And the world will shift. Not overnight, not in a single week, but inevitably, because reality bends to the one who refuses to bend his words. Now listen, the world has already been whispering to you. Society, family, fear, enemies, all of them have been planting their words into you since birth. But it is time to take the pen back. It is time to write your own script. It is time to silence the voices of limitation with your own voice of destiny. This is how the masters lived. This is how the greats rose. Not by chance, but by speech. Not by luck, but by decree. So rise, stand tall, open your mouth, and let every word from this day forward be a weapon of construction, not destruction. Because your life is already listening, and it is waiting to obey your word, becoming the words you speak. There is a moment, a sacred turning point in every man and woman's life, when words stop being something you say, and they become who you are. At first, you speak the words. You force them. You declare them even when they feel like lies. You whisper strength while still feeling weak. You proclaim wealth while still counting coins. You affirm courage while your hands still shake. But then, day after day, repetition after repetition, something shifts. The words are no longer outside of you. They begin to take root. They begin to shape your thinking. They begin to mold your decisions. They begin to alter the way you carry yourself, the way you enter a room, the way you look into the mirror. And one day, without warning, you no longer need to remind yourself, I am unstoppable, because you have become unstoppable. This is the law. This is the secret. This is the alchemy Napoleon Hill discovered. Words plus emotion plus repetition equals transformation. Repetition alone is not enough. Words alone are not enough. It is emotion that breathes fire into your declarations. If you mutter lifelessly, your subconscious ignores you. But if you declare with passion, with conviction, with urgency, the subconscious listens. It bends. It obeys. Emotion is the gasoline. Repetition is the spark. Together, they ignite the engine of destiny. So speak as if your life depends on it, because it does. When you affirm wealth, don't say it like a bored child reciting a textbook. Say it with fire. Wealth flows to me endlessly. I was designed for abundance. Every day, opportunities chase me down. When you declare courage, don't whisper. Roar it. Fear has no place in me. I move forward with power. I was built to overcome. When you affirm identity, say it like it is already carved into the stone of your being. I am a leader. I am a creator. I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. Feel it, see it, breathe it until your very cells vibrate with the truth. Because once you believe, the world has no choice but to believe with you. And here is the ultimate shift. When your words are repeated long enough, spoken with enough fire, something profound happens. They stop being affirmations. They stop being declarations. They become your identity. And identity is the most powerful force in human behavior. You will never consistently act against who you believe you are. If you see yourself as weak, you will sabotage your strength. If you see yourself as poor, you will repel wealth. If you see yourself as unlucky, you will trip over blessings. But when you see yourself as powerful, you will act powerful. When you see yourself as wealthy, you will attract wealth. When you see yourself as favored, doors will open. Because identity is not just belief, it is destiny. So here's the truth, stripped bare. Your life today is nothing more than the echo of the words you spoke yesterday. And your life tomorrow will be nothing more than the echo of the words you speak today. The cycle is unbreakable unless you break it. So I ask you, what will you speak today? What will you command into existence? What destiny will your words carve into reality? This is not a game. This is not theory. This is law. The words you speak create your reality. So speak carefully. Speak deliberately. Speak with power. Let this be your vow. From this moment on, I refuse to curse my future with careless words. From this moment on, I refuse to rehearse defeat in my speech. From this moment on, my tongue will be my weapon of creation. From this moment on, I will plant words of power, of wealth, of health, of love, of destiny. And I will repeat them day after day, week after week, month after month, until they are no longer words, but the very breath of who I am. Because I am no longer a victim of unconscious chatter. I am a commander. I am a creator. I am the living proof that words become flesh. So rise with me, declare it, repeat it, live it. The words you speak create your reality. So start talking this way, and reality will bow to you. So here it is. The truth you can no longer ignore. The words you speak are not harmless. They are orders. Every sentence is a seed. Every phrase is a command. Every word you repeat is shaping the life you live. If you keep speaking weakness, weakness will multiply. If you keep declaring lack, lack will cling to you. If you keep rehearsing failure, failure will become your companion. But the moment you choose different words, the moment you replace poison with power, defeat with destiny, lack with abundance, your reality begins to shift. This is not motivation. This is law. Napoleon Hill revealed it. Science confirms it. Your life will prove it. So make the decision now. Speak with intention. Speak with faith. Speak with fire. Because the words you speak create your reality. And if you dare to speak as if your future is already yours, one day you will wake up and see it is. Now the question remains, what will you speak into existence?